property investing is significantly more difficult than it was 10, 15 or 20 years ago. So if you want to get into the property investing space, here are 5 things that you must know and do in order to protect your investment. Because one small mistake can be very costly and cause you to lose money from an investment that was supposed to make you lots of money. So here are 5 things that landlords have to do in order to protect their investments. Number 1, get the right insurance. Most people think it will never happen to them. But then you walk down the high street and you see a house that's been burnt to a crisp. Or you walk down the high street and you see a car that's crashed into a house. Those houses belong to someone. So make sure you have the right insurance. Never get off-the-shelf insurance, especially when it comes down to property investing. As we know, insurers find every excuse never to pay out, and it could be a misspelling, a mishap, or a misunderstanding that causes the insurance company to nullify your insurance and not pay out. Always speak to an insurance broker. Make sure they completely understand what your goals are, what the property is, how the property is managed, to make sure you are adequately covered. Don't try and save yourself £1,000 and risk an asset worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. But there are different types of insurance that you want to make sure that you have, especially as property investing is becoming a lot more expensive. You want to protect your assets. Make sure you have a very comprehensive landlord insurance, which covers the building, which covers content, which covers loss of rent, and most importantly, covers your legal expenses. This will protect you if there's a fire. If a car skids off the road and hits your building. It can also protect you with tenant disputes. We're seeing tenants being a lot more empowered. We're seeing tenants refusing to leave your property. We're seeing tenants arguing and fighting with landlords. The right legal cover can protect you. Number 2, make sure you are screening your tenants carefully. With Labour's new changes, with the new government changes, with Labour new changes empowering tenants to sit still in your property. With longer eviction processes, make sure you are not taking the first tenant that wants to offer the highest rent. Make sure you are vetting these tenants correctly to reduce your chances of potential issues and disputes. You want to do background checks. You want to do a credit search and credit history check. You want to do an employment check. You want to do previous landlord checks. This will significantly reduce problematic tenants and give you peace of mind and make sure your investment is looked after. Now, of course, I'm not saying you will not have bad tenants. People's circumstances change. People become horrible people. People change in general, but this is how you protect yourself. Number 3, make sure you are doing regular inspections on your property and maintenance. This allows you to catch potential issues before they arise. This allows you to catch major issues and sort them out before they become bigger issues, which means there's less damage and less cost to fix any potential issues. It also helps to keep that relationship with your tenant healthy. If they feel like the property is not being maintained to a good standard, in their mind, it opens up a question as to why should they pay rent if they are not getting the service in which they thought they would be getting by renting this property. But also bear in mind that it is your legal obligation to ensure that the house is maintained, that your property is maintained. And remember that it's your legal obligation under the Landlord and Tenant Act to make sure that the property is well maintained. Number 4, make sure you know your rights, your legal responsibilities. And this includes how do you increase rents the legal way? How do you evict a tenant the legal way? You also have to understand your tenant's rights. Because if you get it wrong and you are non-compliant, that could lead to fines or legal issues. And number 5, in my opinion, as much as the margins are getting slimmer for landlords, and many landlords say there's no point of paying an estate agent who do pretty much nothing, in my opinion, it makes sense to shoulder that cost and pay a professional to manage your property, because the professional in many cases have a better understanding, a better structure to manage that property. So if you're not familiar and if it's not your full-time job, I understand the margins are slim. I understand you'd rather make more money and keep it in your pocket, but it might make sense to hire a qualified expert, a letting agent to manage the day-to-day running of your portfolio. Typically, they can find the tenants, they can do the referencing checks, they can collect rent, This removes a lot of the admin. And if it's not your day-to-day job, then you might want to give it to someone that it's their day-to-day job and it's their responsibility and they get paid a fee for it. So I hope that helps. In 2025, you've got to be very aware of how you are running your portfolio to maximize your return and make sure you are not leaking or bleeding money. I hope this was valuable. If you get any value from this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below.